What 4 items are addressed in a business plan? I've helped people write hundreds and hundreds of them. I've started 16 companies of my own. We'll go through and I'll tell you exactly what to look for. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know that if we have a clear plan, anything becomes possible. And if you can have a clear plan, a clear process to create that plan, and a way to create clarity with your partner or spouse, you can drive to amazing heights. All right, so the 4 primary components when you're creating a great business plan are going to be, number 1, helping to define what success looks like and what is the product or service you're looking at. The second is, once you have that product or service, is defining the market that's associated with it and what does the market assessment create and how does your product or service fit within that. Third is going to be, what is the structure and expenses associated with creating the business, and how do you build a great board of advisors to help you do that well. And then lastly, what is your plan for execution? So, and by the way, these are the same exact steps that we go through in my book and in the courses at Aspiring Solopreneur. So the first step is defining success. This is something that a lot of people skip over and they don't think is important, but is actually the most important piece, is you need to define what does success look like for you, for your business. Now, the great part of all of this is it has never, ever been easier to start a business on your own, and it's super safe. And you can do all of this with virtually no money, or in most cases, no money at all. You do have to invest the time and energy, but it's a way that you can very safely transition from where you are to where you want to go. But to start with, you have to define what does success look like. And we invest a lot of time and energy in that in the book so that you can really be clear on, is this going to be a lifestyle business? Is this something you're looking that you want to be able to scale and grow to a whole nother level? Is this something that you want to create a different, you want to just make more money? What are the intentions there? Because the worst thing that you can do is go out and start a new business and then a year from now have all your life savings, everything in there, and go, God, I hate what I'm doing. Or this is not what I thought. I thought I would have more time to go golf or play or screw around or whatever, and all I'm doing is working. It ends up being something that people don't take into account. They want to go build a business, so they go build a business. I would rather you define what is the life you want and then make sure you build a business to fit that. Now, same thing applies with big companies, and I've helped companies scale from entrepreneurial all the way to billion-dollar market caps. It's the same exact thing, though. You have to define what does success look like on a holistic level for your life as a whole. And again, we talk a lot about that in the book. Now, once you start to define that, it's going to allow you then also to outline what is the ideal product or service that you're offering. And that's going to help you start saying, okay, this is what I'm great at. This is the areas that I can help with. And we also help people figure out what is the right business for them to go and run. One of those areas that my head explodes is when somebody's a great aerospace engineer and they want to go start a coffee shop. It's like they could go do an aerospace engineer spin-off in some other way or some ancillary or adjacent company within that and make a ton of money and work hardly any hours. Or they could go to the coffee shop and make no money and work 90 hours a week. I've owned coffee shops. So, it's a different way of looking at it. But you have to first, number 1, define what success looks like for you so that then you're building the business around your life rather than you trying to build your life around your business. The second is, once you've started to define roughly what the idea of the product or service is, I like to call this the 80-20 solution. If you can get 80% of the way there with what you think you're going to be offering, then you need to go out and take that idea to the market. And we talk specifically about the exact questions and how you do outreach to potential users of your product or service, to potential people who are already selling the product or service. And there's great ways that a lot of times you may even be able to find somebody you can contract with and do overflow work. Or there's a bunch of very, very simple ways that you can do this, but you really need to understand your market. So how do you go through and create a healthy market assessment? What are the needs with that? What are the economics associated with that market? If you think, yeah, I want to go do this, that could be great, but if you go through and you start doing the economics, it's like, wow, I don't see how anybody's making any money. There are industries where people are not making money. I work with hundreds of teams. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of organizations around the world, And you would not believe how many organizations, half of what they do, they don't make any money on. They don't even realize it. You know, it's making sure that people are understanding it so that you see what's going on in that market. And then how are you going to, based on that market assessment, how are you going to do something different? Why is somebody going to use you versus somebody else? So first is we define success for you as an individual and for your organization. What does amazing look like? Then second, we start to do the market assessment, and that's where you create that and you have a clear understanding of what the market is and how your product or service fits in it, what the economics of that look like. Then the third thing is actually building the structure and what are the expenses associated with the business, because I promise there's going to be a whole bunch of expenses you haven't even considered. And this is where you can build a great team of advisors for free. And we talk again a lot about that in the book and in the courses on how you can go out and find a great small business accountant, a great small business attorney, a great small business insurance person, a great small business banker, maybe a great small business marketing person that can help you go through, that's been down this road before, that can advise you, and they'll do it for free. A lot of them will do it for free for at least the first hour. And it'll start to smoke out a whole bunch of other questions and things that you may need to be aware of. And they're going to advise you on the right structures, and they may even be able to give you some introductions that take you back to the market. Yeah, actually, I know Steve over there who does this. Great. Would you mind introducing? Sure. Because remember, those people run their own small businesses in most cases, and your business development. So investing the time and energy with you is part of what they do. That's why they're doing it. So we define what success looks like for you as an individual so that you're building the business around an amazing life. Then you're doing a review of the market and figuring out and tweaking and adjusting to define exactly what it is you want to be, what is your offering and why is it unique, and being clear that the economics are solid. Then we build our team of advisors and we figure out what's the right structure for our company, what are the expenses associated with it, what are the things we need to be aware of with our great board of advisors. And then lastly, the fourth component is what is your plan to execute? And this is one of those that's just as important as the other three, particularly if this is going to be your first swing at this. If you're stepping out from, say, a corporate gig and you're going into your own private gig, you have to make sure, how do I know that I'm going to hold myself accountable? Because the buck stops with you. If you want to take 3 hours off in the middle on a Tuesday to go golf, you can do that. Nobody's going to complain, but you're probably not going to be generating a lot of revenue. So you need to be very, very clear. What is your plan? Where are you working? How many hours are you working? What are the metrics that you're tracking so that you know you're on target to be successful? How are you holding yourself accountable? And then when you do that, you have to be ruthlessly but compassionately consistent in that execution. But when you do these four things, when you first define success, start with a clear vision of where you want to end up. Second, really review the market and the economics and how your product or service fits in there. Open and honest, adjusting it to tweak to where it fits well. You create a rock solid team of advisors and you have a plan for execution. Anything is possible. So those are the four primary items of a business plan and addressed in a business plan. Ideally, you found some value. If you're interested in the course, you're welcome to go to aspiringsolopreneur.com. If you got questions, let us know. Keep smiling.